Welcome ladies and gents back to another Bingo Blitz episode, and today might be a single game or a double header. Really depends how we get on in this Malaysian Cup semi-final against Sabah. But before we check up on how we got on in that first leg, we are of course here in the notebook having a little look at some of the news. So first of all, Corbenong was dropped by Malaysia. Then we have a heads up about Mauricio. Now Mauricio wants to start more games. We had a little bit of an issue with him before. He was happy for us to talk it out, so that was all good. Saida also picked up an injury. He managed to get, what's up with him, tight calf in training. We also have Musa. He picked up an injury also in training, again a tight calf, and Tuck postpones his retirement much like several other players did because our season has been extended. But how did we get on in that first leg? Okay ladies and gents, so the first leg couldn't have been much closer, finishing 2-1. We did narrowly win, but some statistics we were narrowly behind on. So as you can see, 16 shots apiece, but they had one more on target, 6 to our 5. We narrowly won on XG though, 1.75 to a 1.09. They narrowly beat us on corners though, 6 to our 4. We did manage to foul them a little bit more, so we do need to be not only better in front of goal, but more disciplined as well, 17 to their 12. 1 yellow card apiece, 84 apiece on the passing completion, and they narrowly beat us on possession, 52% to 48. Now, kicking off the goal, Zamri got one just before half time on the 43rd minute. We had a disallowed goal for Hakim on the 54th. They grabbed one 3 minutes later through Abba on the 57th, and then Hakim did eventually grab one onside on the 76th minute, assisted by Hanapi. Now, as you can see, our substitutes didn't do too bad. Krasniki on the 6.5 though, need a little bit more from him. Same with Lowry and Hong Wan and Azri. Suhaimi as well. So half our team didn't do particularly well. The other half played pretty darn good. An 8.4 sorry from Hakim, 7.2. Both our strikers up front did a solid job. Hanapi with a 7.8 on that right wing. Agyakwa next to him on a 7.7. 7.5 out of Corbin Ong. Need a little bit more from Santa Claus on a 6.7, but generally speaking, very mixed bag. He was either playing really good or really bad. But without further ado, let's crack on with the second leg and see if we can get into that final. And so, ladies and gents, match day is finally upon us. Hopefully the first of 2 games here today. So, as you can see, we of course have our 2-1 lead going into this one. We are the current Malaysian Cup holders, but who is in our lineup for today? Well, let's head on over to the tactical meeting screen. Let's have a little look. Okay, that's going to stutter on us. Okay. Go back. There we go. Opposition instructions have been applied. We are going to head back in. Actually, before we head back in, let's just have a little look. So 9,938 tickets have been sold out of a 40,000 capacity, 29 degrees Celsius and calm. Just slightly hotter than it is in my room right now. Right now it's 26.9 for reference. So let's head on over to the team sheet. We are going to click no, just so we can have a little look at the lineup. So our team here today is Santa Claus in goal, a back line of Yimbila, Corbenong and Mauricio. Our midfield is Ishak, Mansour, Krasniki and Safari, with Cabrera sitting behind Rahman and Tuck. So we are resting a couple of players. As you can see, Musa on the bench is a little bit tired, so is Say Yadi, I always mess his name up, Malias, Musa, Eldstal, Sayadi, Hanapi, Suhaimi and Zamri make up our bench. A couple of players being rested. As you can see, Hakim is absolutely shattered from the last match. Kalonda's also really tired, and Samara, I believe Kalonda was going to be starting instead of Corbin Ong, who is supposed to be playing in 2 or 3 days, so we might have a bit of a problem there. And then Hakim, who of course will be playing in the next game, well, is absolutely shattered right now and needs some rest. So without further ado, let's submit our team. As you can see, mentally we are going for a positive mentality, but let's go have a little chitty chat with the lads. Okay, so this is the second leg, and as you've seen, we've already got a 2-1 lead. So there's only one way I'm going to approach this. We're going to go pointed finger, be rather assertive. Since we are expected to be winning this, we cannot allow complacency to undo our good work. Go out there, treat it like a brand new match. As you can see, one player particularly didn't like that, but for the most part, it went down pretty nicely. We are, of course, on the back of 2 wins, draw, and 2 more wins. And they are going for the classic 4-4-2 formation. Now, there's a few players we need to worry about yellow cards. I believe Safari was one of them. A couple more in there. I'm not quite sure who they are. so I can't really pick and choose who we substitute based on that. I should have probably paid a bit more attention to that, but quite frankly, I'm just worrying about having to make both this episode and the next episode both today in this boiling hot room, which has now just hit 27 degrees Celsius. So if we of course win this one, we are going to be playing the final, which is technically after the final of the other competition, so I'm going to have to record the next episode between now and the final for the Malaysian Cup, and then record the final for this episode. But right now, we're in half-time, and we've done absolutely nothing in the first half. Okay, that was a rather dull one. As you can see, they had 1 on target, we had 4. We've been shooting a bit better, but apparently none of it was interesting to watch. So, things are going well. I know you're capable of better. How are we doing in terms of place? You know what? The players themselves aren't doing too bad. There is Mauricio and Imbala doing pretty rough, but you know what? Things are going well. You're capable of better though, lads. Capable of better. Lots of 6.7s in there, which is not too bad. We can deal with that. Mauricio on a 6.3 though, and Imbala on a 6.4 now. Can't be having that. Lee Tuck as well on a 6.5. So let's get to the latter stages of this game. I'd like to be able to take off Corbin. We need to get a goal, and I can take Corbin off. He can be rested. He can play in the next fixture. Right now, though, it looks like we might concede, so we need to defend rather well here as Abdullah comes down the right-hand side. Pressure him, lads. It's back to Costa. Costa over to Abdullah. He's lost his man. Whips it in. Back post. Can Santa Claus? He got to it, but he just palmed it to Abba. Cutty Abba has just grabbed himself a goal. 9th one of the season, I believe. He was the one who scored in the last one. Aye, aye, aye. What on earth was that, Santa Claus? You would have been better leaving it. It would have flew past you, flew past the striker, but instead, look at this. He runs out and just palms it in the air for Abba to just nod into an open goal. What are you doing, Santa? You quite literally delivered him a present. This is not the time of year to be delivering presents, Santa. Aye, aye, aye. Right. So, tactics. What is the plan here? Well, we've got a 6.1 out of Mauricio. He deserves his yellow card, apparently. Musa is going to come on for him. Then we have a Yimbala who is struggling, followed by Cabrera. So. What is the plan? I think I would like to rest Corbin. I think we need to rest Corbin, so I'm going to take Corbin off, even though he's not necessarily being the worst player. We could actually rather take a Yimbala off. I think the plan is then Hanapi come on for Safari. I guess, yeah, Hanapi on for Safari. I think that's the one we go for in this situation. Get a bit of fitness going down that right wing. Hopefully we can pounce on them. We are going for a demand more in this one. Not sure what away goal rule is in this or not, but who knows. We'll find out if away goal rule does apply, or whether it just goes to extra time or even straight to penalties. Right now, it looks like we are going to go to extra time or penalties if that is the case. Ball into the back post though. Santa Claus again. What are you doing? We're going to lose this game because of Santa. Santa has delivered them 2 gifts. We're going to have to go very attacking. Thankfully, it does make my job a little bit easier, because it does mean I can record tomorrow's episode tomorrow, if I wish to record it tomorrow or a different day instead. But that sucks. That really sucks. We lose 3-2 on aggregate to 2 of the most stupid gifted goals I've ever seen. Santa Claus, I am going to berate the out of you. Because, and a Yimbala. 6.1. How did Santa Claus get a 6-3 compared to a Yimbala on a 6-1 and Mauricio on a 6? He should have got 6, 5.8 maybe, somewhere around there. No, he gets better than both of those, apparently. Anyways, I thank you all for joining us in this one. A rather disappointing result. Very disappointing, especially, like I said, the way we conceded those. Fair enough if we lost 2-0 to some normal goals, but goalkeeper flying out, palming it into the air and falling over to them to just nod it in. Yeah, not once, but twice. Anyways, I thank you all for joining us. Hopefully you all have a lovely night, and goodbye.